Hell's Kitchen is great. Whenever I want to watch something on YouTube and not think too hard, I put on one of the clips. They're really entertaining viewing in short doses. The editing, the music, the voiceover, it all combines into a fast-paced, high-energy, impactful experience. I decided to try watching a full episode and it made me see the show in a new light. Hell's Kitchen is a fascinating show because its presentation, its entire ethos, is raw, view-altering propaganda, using the full arsenal of production and editing tricks to establish Ramsay as omniscient, omnipotent, and benevolent within the show. Hell's Kitchen is designed to make you always side with Ramsay over the contestant, the waiters, and even the customer. Today I want to explore how Hell's Kitchen does this, using age-old tools of propaganda to ensure the viewer only maintains the point of view of the show. Welcome to the Film Essay. Propaganda is nothing new. It's been used by governments, political movements, and even commercial brands. At its most basic, propaganda is simply information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote a certain point of view. So what are some famous examples? Nations in World War II used propaganda to encourage nationalism, using posters, speeches, films and cartoons to communicate the national interest. The famous "We Need You" poster is a pertinent example of this. Commercially, propaganda and advertising often go hand in hand. Coca-Cola famously uses an emotional branding strategy, with slogans like "Share a Feeling" and "Open Happiness." These are deliberately misleading and promoting the brand's point of view. Opening a Coke is not opening happiness, yet the advertising campaign attempts to get the consumer to naturally associate happiness with a Coke. So what's this all got to do with Hell's Kitchen? Well, as a reality TV show, Hell's Kitchen hinges on the audience's faith in Gordon Ramsay. If we think he is at fault, delusional or wrong, the show collapses. It is therefore essential that as Ramsay is judge, jury and executioner on the show, the audience must think he is always right, so that he maintains a level of authority and validity. The audience's faith in Gordon Ramsay is directly engineered through the entire production team of the show that uses every trick in the book to make sure that Gordon is always right and everyone else is always wrong. There are some obvious examples of this, like the opening sequence in some seasons with Ramsay standing on top of the mountain and the contestants attempting to climb up. But within the show, there are slightly more subtle tools that are used throughout. Listen to these sounds. How does each make you feel? What emotional reaction is it trying to cause? The backing soundtrack in Hell's Kitchen is never silent. It's a constant presence that conditions how the audience perceives the food and the contestants. For example, look at this clip. Now look at the same clip with the soundtrack. We associate this certain sound with bad food because, clip after clip, the sound is used with foods Ramsay dislikes. Now, the clip I just used is actually a dish Ramsay really liked.
Meatballs, beautifully done, authentic. Thank you, chef.
But did the sound influence your judgment of the dish, even in a minor way? Non-linear editing is also frequently used to alter the temporal structure of events to present the show's point of view as the only event.
It's not gonna stop me.
Push it out.
Can come with unexpected psychological consequences.
Ready for my close-up, you muppet?
He's constantly adding adjectives that needn't be added to tell us how to feel about a contestant. This, paired with the host of other editing tricks, manipulates the information to ensure the viewer maintains the show's point of view. If you look at the thumbnails on the Hell's Kitchen YouTube channel, you can see just how much the production team directly attempts to influence the viewer's judgment. But the thing is, it all works. Together these aspects show how effective and entertaining well-oiled propaganda can be, designed to elicit a certain response in the viewer and ensure a unanimous point of view. Throughout the seasons, the way Ramsay is presented changes as well. Early on, he is just a successful fiery chef who puts the amateurs through their paces to train them for running their own restaurants. His introduction in the earlier seasons is nothing more than a speech to the contestants, followed by the signature dish challenge. But by the later seasons, everything has been hugely exaggerated. In season 15 episode 1, Ramsay is introduced as a great figure of the community by the mayor of Vegas before the restaurant and can-can dancers are revealed. In season 16 episode 1, Ramsay welcomes his 18 new recruits on the grounds of a US Army training facility, standing in a tank. This development demonstrates how the show effectively doubles down on Ramsay's godlike status, promoting him as a military general who is friends with town mayors and who has the power to change these contestants' lives. This is effective propaganda, pure and simple, using similar techniques as dictators throughout history. And this isn't a bad thing, it makes for really entertaining television. It's relaxing to be presented with one point of view, to have Ramsay always right and everyone else always wrong. It makes the show better, as suddenly you don't have to think as hard, as you are willingly conditioned to believe a single point of view. What I found really interesting while researching this video is how much people dislike the fact that in later seasons, live audiences were added for the signature dish challenge. If you scroll through any of these YouTube videos' comments, you see many complaints about how the audiences are gormless, irritating, and always side with Ramsay. But I think what's really happening is that the audience breaks the illusion. As soon as we, as viewers, hear the audience collectively groan at a dish Ramsay spits out, or collectively cheer and applaud at any dish Ramsay calls nice, we see how much alike the live audience we are. We become aware of how the show manipulates us, and it shatters the illusion. So what can we learn from all this? Well, there is real power in production. The editing team can condition the audience in many ways, and this makes for really entertaining television. But overall, I think it really shows how powerful propaganda can be. In Hell's Kitchen, that's not exactly a worry, but in the wider world, where everyone has the ability to edit video footage on their phone, there are far greater implications. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing and check out my channel for loads more videos.